Hello, Facebook. Okay, so this is going to be really quick because I got to get in, get to work, sit and eat my good old oatmeal. So I just wanted to, hold on, my camera's a little like messy. Okay, maybe that's better. So good morning, Facebook. I just wanted to come on really quick and just tell you guys to have a great day today. I know that we all are going through some things. We all have the holidays that are getting ready to come up as well, and sometimes during the holidays there are some people that may lose their jobs. We're coming up, we're at a time right now that people, it's getting cold, and so some people may be evicted and some people are already homeless and they have nowhere to go. I want to encourage you to stay connected to God. I want to encourage you to stay motivated. I want to tell you that everything is going to be okay. I also want to let you know that there are some things that are getting ready to come up very soon with reconnecting our communities. And the one thing that I am working on myself in Healthy Kinders with Dr. Estrell Webb is educating people and getting many certified to become youth and adult and become youth and adult first aid. You get a 3-year certification. Here's the deal why I haven't posted the dates yet, because I don't have a building. So we have to wait for confirmation with sites in order to do that. I will say that there are going to be 2 sessions as of next week on Wednesday and Friday. And once I get that location confirmation, which is going to be in the southeast area by Anacostia Station, then I'll be able to, let you guys know. So hopefully very soon, I will get definite confirmation. Those sessions are going to be during the daytime on the weekday. It's an 8-hour session, or if you want to come and do 4 hours on Wednesday and then come back on Friday and do 4 hours, you're more than welcome to do that. Once your sessions are done, you will have a certificate, and you're going to have the hard copy it's going to be mailed to you. Your name is going to be placed in the national database as a resource and a certified first aid youth mental health first aider. So I'm looking for those who want to be able to do that. If you don't want to be certified, that's fine. If you just want to come, absorb information, learn how you can better speak with youth, how you can help educate youth, even if you have your children. If you notice that some kids do have anxiety, and we don't notice that children have anxiety. I have a daughter. My daughter is 9 years old, and she suffers from anxiety, and you would think that she was having an asthma attack. So there are things that I do with her, and she's 9 years old, and when she gets like that, she gets very anxious, and so I have to have her to get into a place of peace. So what I do for her is I do meditation with her. I talk very calm to her. At times what happens is when these kids are having anxiety attacks, if you don't know that it's anxiety attack, you don't know how to approach them. The last thing you ever want to do, whether it's an adult or a child while in anxiety, is to yell and to scream. Okay? It makes matters worse. Let me tell you why. As an adult, if you ever suffered from it, not only do you feel your heart racing, you feel panicky, you start to get very afraid and fearful. And so that can cause someone to fly off the handle, to say, I know for me, it's a scary time, and I just don't want to be touched. I just want to be calm. I don't even want the lights on. I just want somebody to just help me, sometimes talk me through it. But now that I'm able to keep my anxiety low, when I feel that I'm in a situation, I'm able to remove myself, or I'm able to talk myself through it, whether it's out loud or to myself, and I do breathing exercises and techniques to do that. The other thing I do is I do daily 30-minute exercises, and if I don't exercise, then I take 30 minutes a day to myself. You got to remember, a lot of this stuff is self-care, and we're not doing enough of self-care, okay? Um, the next thing I want to talk about is sponsors and partnerships. So if you or anyone would like to become a partner or a resource, please let me know, because I am adding resources online to be able to have better resources for people. If you yourself have ever suffered. Now, I've broken my silence on a lot of issues that a lot of people did not know about, from being fatherless, from being molested, from being abused physically and mentally, the mistakes that I've made in my life. I am not no perfect person. I don't know a perfect person, but I'm not ashamed of the things that I've done in my life and the decisions that I ultimately made. I share that with you guys openly, to let you know that it is okay. But a lot of times what it is, we need to understand the language. And for me, I needed to let go of so much that I was holding on to. It was making me very, very angry. And even as a kid, nobody knew that I was even trying to commit suicide. You got to understand that even though you see a smile on people's faces, it doesn't mean that everything is okay. And you have to know a language. When I say language, this is something that is going to be taught in the sessions to become certified, is understanding and knowing the language. I'm very big on journaling, so I tell you guys to journal. And for me, what journaling did for me was a creative way for me to get myself out of where I was, because I was in prison in my own mind. I was in prison and I needed a way out. And for me, I didn't want them. And when I say them, you've probably heard people say them. There were complete demonic spirits that were it was just trying to take me out. And so I was just so overwhelmed. So I wrote in my journal letters to God every day. God, help me. And I used that and I told God everything I felt, because sometimes when you're in depression, you're not able to use your words. I wasn't able to speak, but I was able to write. So for me, that was my way of asking God to get me out. God has done everything that I had asked for. Not only that, I tell you guys openly, I was diabetic. I'm no longer diabetic. I was over 220 pounds. I am not nowhere near 220 pounds. God has brought me out of places that I never thought that I would be out of. And this was just a year ago today that I suffered in silence. For 4 months, I was away. Nobody knew where I was. A couple people I stayed in contact with, they periodically called me, and I'm so grateful for that, for those who did call and say, you know what, Nita, it's okay, trust the process, I'm praying for you and I understand. They didn't just walk away, but they let me know, I understand if you don't want to talk today, understand if you can't come out, I've been there before, but trust the process. It's very, very important to even have a support group, because my support group was very, very small. But guess what? My support system was great, because they helped me with my children. My children were able to still get to school, were still able to eat and function, even though I wasn't functioning. My depression and anxiety ended up, I started having manic episodes. And I also, I wanted a way out. I was just so tired. I couldn't go through it. The wait time for me was very, very long. And the reason why I broke my silence on my own suffering is because of this. I know daggone well that I wasn't the only one who was going through it, but I felt like I was. On top of that, the wait time that we have here is awful. No one should have to wait over a month or two for an appointment. No one should have to wait 4 or 5 hours for anybody to show up when you're in a crisis. No one should have to be fearful of going to a place that say that they're going to help, and then ultimately leaving out in tears and angry and hurt, because when you go to these places, there are people who are just mean and nasty. They're mean, they're nasty, and they don't need to be working at these places that say they're going to help people. And so I broke my own silence so that others may heal. And if I have to put my own stuff out there on the line for others to know, guess what? I've made so many mistakes in my life. I suffered from it. And guess what? I'm telling it all. I'm telling it all, because we've got to do a better job. What you don't know is we have so many youth who are hurting. Not only are they hurting, they're committing suicide. We don't hear about that. We don't talk about that. We're not talking about that the medical examiner's office is getting bodies in from young children as age of 6 that are committing suicide because they're going through so much. This is a topic that we got to talk about, and if I have to be the one to start the conversation, I'm going to do that. Our babies deserve to live. Even us as adults, we deserve to live. You know, we've done things in our life. You have some people who are just mean, but let me tell you this, God is a good God. You have purpose in your life, and everything that you have gone through in your life, it was necessary. Let me tell you why. I tell people it wasn't about me, the things that I've gone through in my life, but it was necessary for me to go through it because God knew that I was going to open up this mouth that always got me in trouble, and I was going to tell the story. You got to understand that the enemy doesn't want you to tell the story. The enemy doesn't want you to do that, because when you ultimately tell your story, when you encourage somebody else, when you get over that very thing that has been keeping you down and keeping you low, you're going to talk about that thing. You're not going to be afraid anymore. And the enemy doesn't want you to do that, because then others are going to become healed. Others are going to be encouraged. Others are going to be inspired. It's kind of like if you're out here in the streets, you got to understand, if you've been out here and you've been rocking with the devil for about 10, 15, 20 years, you know, or maybe 2 years, you know, the enemy don't want you to sit there and get out of there. He don't want you to tell you about the good Lord. The enemy, that's how the enemy works. So he's going to attack you. He's going to do those very things that he knows is going to upset you. It's going to try to confuse you and make you think that God isn't real. But let me tell you, God is real. And I tell people, I'm not telling this story as though it's textbook. I got to tell the story exactly the way it happened. Because while I was in depression, while I was crying for my life, while I was fighting for my life, let me tell you what happened. God picked me up when nobody else did. God picked me up, and it took so much inside of me, because every day I was feeling lonely. Every day I was feeling like I was worthless. Every day I was hurting and crying inside, and I was like, God, you got to do something about this here, because I ain't ready to die. I didn't want to die, but inside I was broken. I was hurt. I didn't forgive nobody. I wasn't forgiving myself. I wasn't loving myself, and I had to face that thing. And sometimes that's a hard thing to do when you got to face your own mess. Oh yeah, but I had to in order for me to get to where I am today. So I just want you guys to have a blessed day. And also, I'm looking for those who have gone through depression, who still suffer. You know, I tell people I still have my episodes, you know. But the thing is, I know healthy ways to control. If I'm out, I know how to speak to myself. I know how to deep breathe. These are things that we have to learn, that we have to do every single day. It's kind of like somebody taking their blood pressure medicine. Look, you gotta take it, you know. And so these are the things that I want to let everyone know that I have done so that I can help others. But I'm looking for those who have suffered or know anyone who has suffered. And maybe now you're at a better place in your life. And I want you to send letters of testimonies. You can send them to reconnectingroc@gmail.com. Or you can go to my website at www.NitaVaught.com. Or you can just hit me up in my inbox. So I'm very open. If you hit me up, you know, I'm always going to be right there on Facebook hitting you back. So I'm looking for testimonies. I'm looking for letters. You don't have to put your names on them because I am going to publish these so that we can have, you know, when people go onto the website, you know, they can be encouraged. I also have some events that I am in the works planning, and also doing not a sip and paint, because I ain't sipping no more, but helping others to turn their pain into purpose, and helping you to get through all of those things that you've just been waiting to let out and to talk about, and really getting you into a place of healing. There's a no judgment zone here with me. So if you know me personally, you already know there's no judgment zone with me at all. I don't play them games, and we ain't gonna do that. We gonna rock out together. We gonna heal together. We gonna cry together. together. We gonna praise God together. We're gonna do all these things together. We're gonna rock out together. And I'm telling you guys, I am very, very, very helpful. Let me tell you, my God is a good God. He's not a God that he shall lie. And I'm telling you right now, the tools that God has given me and what God has given me, I'm just so grateful for. And I can't keep that to myself. If you know me, you know I don't keep it to myself. I gotta tell that, and I gotta tell the story of where it happened so that we can rock out together in the kingdom of God. I love you guys. You guys have a blessed day, and hit me up. Again, don't forget those letters. If you want to become a part of the youth and adult certification sessions, please do let me know. If you have any other questions, just let me know. Again, I love you guys. Be blessed.